Ever thought about writing your own book? Today on Not Your Dudes podcast, we sit down with local author and the authority on how to get published, Chuck Sambuchino. Hey guys, welcome to Not Your Dudes podcast. It's Melanie, Betty Boop IRL, and I'm here with
Amy, your not so classy mom.
And we have a very special guest today, Chuck. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
So Chuck is an author, a local author, a well-published author, and a good friend of mine. And so you just published Goodnight, Pickleball.
That's true. Here it is.
Goodnight Moon was one of my favorite books growing up. And so, so tell me a little bit about this. Like what, in addition to your other works, what made you want to do this one?
I've always wanted to publish a book for kids. And so I thought of this back around 2017 and didn't do anything with it for almost 6 years. But then when me and my literary agent actually sold this, which is a calendar, it's like a desktop tear-off calendar. She asked me if I had any other book ideas for Pickleball. And I said, I've got this children's book idea. She said she could sell it, and she did. And it's been an exciting ride. This is my first book in Target. This was my first USA Today bestselling book.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. So I've just been really enjoying the ride since it came out about a year ago. That's about it.
That's awesome. So is that you?
I think that's supposed to be me, and that's supposed to be my daughter, and that's supposed to be my dog. How adorable is that?
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right. So you brought other books. Do you want to share those as well?
Well, I mean, okay, so
I guess it's only what you do.
Well, if anyone would know me out there, they know me that for 10 or 12 years I worked for Writer's Digest, editing this book, The Guide to Literary Agents. And then I started to write books on my own with my literary agents, sell them to publishers. Like, this is my best-selling book, How to Survive a Garden Gnome Attack. This got optioned for film by Sony, which was super exciting. And that was a best-selling book. And that's it. But in the modern day, most of what I write about is pickleball related because I love pickleball. And so calendars, different books, and that's it. But my full-time job is teaching writers how to get published. That's what I do.
Nice.
Awesome.
So what's your favorite pickleball court?
Oh, I play here in Cincinnati. I play at the Pickleball Lodge in the Pickleball Kingdom. They're indoors. They're temperature controlled. You know what people are going to be there. You sign up in advance. It's extremely, convenient. I've just become lazy. I don't want to go to a court and show up and no one's there. I hate putting on sunscreen, all that stuff.
How can you be lazy? Say you're lazy and you play pickleball. That's literally the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I don't want to reach out to people to ask them to play. With this, you sign up in advance. You sign up in advance and you know who's going to be there. So
okay. Well, fair. All right. Well, now we start the super fun probing questions. Are you ready?
No, I'm not scared.
Okay. Oh, we're going to bring it then. Amy, start us off.
So basically, where do your creative ideas come from to write? Or when you of course, the pickleball story, or your How to Survive a Garden Gnome Attack?
I think that we all have creative ideas that are popping out of us, but most people don't write them down. Most people don't expand them. Most people don't take 3 months and write a novel based on their what if, but that's what I do. I write everything down. I just thought of something this morning and I wrote it down. Will I ever develop it? I don't know, but you have to write it down. You have to develop it. You have to research and see if there's already something. Say you want to write a movie or you want to write a screenplay or you want to write a book. You got to research to see if someone's already done that. And if it hasn't, what can you do? Or it just takes a lot of time. That's all.
Makes sense. So does this.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah. So what is something that people misunderstand about being an author?
That the books sell themselves. It takes a lot of marketing. It also takes a lot of luck. So here's something important. When we talk about publishing, there's two types mainly of publishing. There's self-publishing and there's traditional publishing. If you just publish a book yourself, that's self-publishing. Anybody can do this. A lot of people do this. A lot of suburbanites like to self-publish their own book. The average self-published book will not sell 200 copies over the course of your entire life.
Wow.
No one buys these things. They're just mostly published so people can say they did something. And then traditional publishing is typically you get a literary agent who represents you to publishers, tries to sell your work. And if you do sell the book, you have a good chance of being distributed to Books A Million or Barnes & Noble, ideally some independent bookstores. The goal is above that to Target and Walmart and so on and so forth. So the big misconception people would have is when they hear, oh, I published, or I published a book, or I wrote a book. They don't know what that means. They don't know if they published it themselves and really they sold 12 copies to people at church, or they're an established author who's written 30 books, and every one of those has had to go through a firing squad to get published, and they've sold, 1 million copies of their books over 25 years. So I think it's confusing to the average person what being published even means these days.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on being educated tonight, but like I would have totally have been in that boat too. So
what's the hardest part of writing that people don't see?
The isolation. It's lonely. You just sit at a computer alone, and it takes massive self-discipline to stay at the computer and not be distracted by your phone, be distracted by the internet, be distracted by, like, I play a lot of music, so the guitar and the piano, but to actually sit down. You get a lot of rejections even when you're established. What else? And just the fact that it's tough to make friends. It really is. It's tough. So I've been spending this whole summer just trying to reconnect with friends. Honestly, like, I hung out with a friend last night, hung out with a friend today. Just try and do that because you lose that over years, and you need that. You need friends in your life.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be your friends.
Yeah.
You're adorable.
Okay, so how did you go from just loving writing to deciding that you wanted to be an author? Like, you wanted to publish?
Well, step by step. The way I took it was I started to write for the college newspaper, and then when out of college, I started to write for local magazines like Cincinnati Magazine or Cincinnati Gentleman Magazine, so on and so forth. And then that led me to working in a publishing house, and then from the publishing house, they kind of courted me into writing a few small books for them. And then when that opened the door, I was able to get an agent and write bigger books. So I took the step-by-step approach. But if you're listening at home and you want to write a book, just write the book. You do not need to take any sort of approach like that. And when the book is ready, no matter what it is, fiction, nonfiction, when it's ready, go out and try to find a literary agent who will represent you to publishers. That's what I would recommend.
Okay. Is there like a moment that you had where you're like, wait, I can do this? Like, I can make this my thing, my career?
No, not exactly, because like some of the books do well, some do mid, some do less than mid. But no matter what, unless you're one out of every 10,000, you're not going to make a living strictly on writing. You can't do that. You need to supplement. So the way I supplement is I plan writers' conferences all over the country, and I teach people how to get published. And online as well. And my goal one day down the road is to step away from that because, just traveling gets to you, and to write more children's books and to do more school visits. That's what I want to do. But either way you slice it, writing is not my full-time job. I have something else in the publishing industry. I edit, I critique, I consult, so on and so forth to make a living.
So you're like a master of all of these trades within that industry.
A jack of all trades. Master of none.
Have another sip, master. That's what we're going with. So what does your process look like? I know you said you write everything down, but do you plan it, or are you kind of like discovering the story as you go?
You're talking a lot about fiction. I write some fiction. I write mostly nonfiction, but in fiction, I plan the hell out of everything.
You do?
Everything is planned.
Do you like storyboard?
Well, I mean, storyboard makes it sound like it's in the film and there's like a visual image. No, but like before I wrote my most recent novel, the synopsis, the front to back synopsis, or what you might call a treatment in the film industry, was about 40 pages single-spaced, which is an absurd length. And then from there, I was just missing the prose and the dialogue, and I just inserted that. But it was all written out. It's all hashed out.
As a planner myself, I love that.
A young girl helps cheer on her dad's pickleball team while learning all about America's fastest growing sport in this delightful bedtime picture book. Check out USA Today's best-selling book, Goodnight, Pickleball.
Well, Chuck, becoming a writer and getting a book published, there's a lot of steps in that, obviously,
sure,
like you just explained. So you write the book, then what's the next step that you suggest?
Okay, if you've written a book and you want to get a book published, the first thing you need to decide is, do you want to have the book self-published, meaning you do it yourself? there are different steps with that. But the bigger question people ask is, if I want to get an agent and get the book bought by, say, Penguin Random House or Macmillan or Simon & Schuster, what do I do? The first thing you need to know is you typically need to complete the book if it's fiction. Most people are writing fiction. They're writing novels. They're writing kids' books. They're writing maybe their own memoir, which isn't fiction, but treated like fiction, their own life story. If you want to sell any of these books, you have to write the entire book, and then you have to find someone to help you make it better, meaning you could join a writing group and exchange work. Hey, I'll edit your work if you edit my work, and then that's how you grow. Or you could pay a freelance editor to edit your work, make it better, and then you would find a database of literary agents who represent writers. You can find this online. Some are paid, some are free. You use a combination of both, and you send your work to whoever represents what you're writing. See, be it children's picture books or middle grade novels or mystery novels or romance novels, whatever it is you're writing, and you hope for the best. And if the agent decides that your work is good, they represent you, and then at that point your work is a little bit done. You'll still need to probably rewrite the book a little bit, but it's their job to take your finished product and turn around and sell it to publishers that you would know, like Penguin or Hachette or HarperCollins. And in exchange, they make 15% of the money that you make. That's the most basic version of the steps I can tell you.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier getting an agent.
Yes.
So is that something that you advise to help? Because that sounds like a very complex process, right? Like, especially for somebody new who's not done this before, how do you navigate those waters?
I don't think it's complicated. I think it's difficult in the sense that your job as a writer is very straightforward. The difficult part is that agents are deluged in submissions, talking about tens of thousands every year, of which they sign typically single digits every year. So there's the difficulty of that. So your job is to find a database of agents and then research the websites one by one of the different agencies. And they'll say, if you want us to consider your work, here's what to do, and here's how to send us your work for consideration. So it's not that difficult in the sense that they'll tell you exactly what to do. It's difficult in the sense that 98 to 99% of those submissions get turned down because the agent doesn't represent that genre. They don't think the work is up to snuff. They're closed to submissions, or it's just not their bag.
What's the biggest mistake somebody can make through the whole process?
The biggest reason that a writer will get turned down if you're an unpublished writer trying to get an agent is the book itself, typically a novel. Typically the novel isn't the top level, like an A grade. All right? Because lots of people write books and they're a C grade and they have no concept that it's a C grade because they haven't had someone really critical look at it and be like, here's what you're doing wrong. And then, but more often what I see putting on writers' conferences all over the country is that writers have B level writing. It's good. Mm-hmm. But agents aren't looking for good writing. They're looking for great writing. So the number one reason a writer will get turned down, I would say 90 to 95% of the time when you get rejected for your book, giving it to an agent or a publisher, is it's just not good enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that's where having people, like what you were talking about, have it like swapping with somebody.
Yeah.
Like the refinement has got to be such an important part of the process.
It is. They say good writing is rewriting. Correct? Mm-hmm. So if I've got to work, if I've written like a young adult novel, first of all, I need to educate myself. Do you know what passive voice is? Do you know if your chapters are an appropriate length? Do you know if you're using the most common words too much, like very, really, suddenly? And people use pronouns too much. He, she, I. If you write in the first person, every sentence starts with I. And if the agent senses that you can't write a chapter, they're going to reject the work. You have to understand literally like molecular sentence construction. And then also you make writer friends who are smart, critical, and honest. And you say, hey, I'll critique yours if you critique mine. And first of all, their critique will make your work better. But when you critique their work, you become smarter. And then when you get your work back, you can look at it with a more critical eye. And this can help you just have a better chance of getting your book published.
I was about to ask, like, have you had, when you're critiquing each other's work, like, no, I'm not changing that sentence or story.
Sure, but that's not my problem.
Yeah.
My job is to help people make their work better. And if they take my suggestions, great. And if they don't, they don't.
Have you felt that way when somebody's given their suggestions?
Sometimes, but really when people come back to my work and they criticize it, the first reaction is anger. Really, you're just like, oh, so it's like, first of all, there's the big anger thing with me is that somewhere deep down, they're right. And you're going to have to go back and rewrite the book. And if you rewrite a portion here of the novel, it affects the DNA of everything. Then you have to go through the whole book and just like change things and insert things and fix things here because of the character change of the scene that you added there. And it's a big pain in the butt. And yeah, it's a lot of work. And that's why being a writer is tough. Yeah.
Have you ever received edits back and had to almost rework the entire story?
Yeah, I did that.
God, that's got to be awful.
So, well, kind of. So, like, for this book is called When Clowns Attack. It's essentially the follow-up to How to Survive a Garden Gnome Attack. So it's a...
so you're going to help us survive the apocalypse, is what you're saying.
Kind of, yeah. So with this book, it was just, the clowns are coming to get you. Here's how to fortify your home and the weapons you need and how they're going to attack and so on and so forth. So when me and my agent pitched it to the publisher, it was really pitched as horror clown. Like they have knives as teeth. They're going to kill your children. They come out of the fog or something like that. And when they bought the book, they said, we think clowns are scary enough just being clowns. Why does it have to be horror demented clown? And that forced a complete rewrite of the book, but ultimately made the book better. Absolutely, 100%.
Clowns are actually some of the scariest things to me. Like, I'm terrified.
But that's not specific to you. Clowns are
but they are. They're so creepy.
In the world, more than dying or public speaking. Clowns are number one, yeah.
Is that actually
the
true?
Smithsonian
I thought
said
it was
that, yeah.
public speaking.
No, I think the Smithsonian said clowns were ahead of that.
Well, so they must be right.
Yeah, well, then it must be true. I trust them above myself. So.
That's incredible.
So do you have any more publications in the works at the moment? Well, we mentioned earlier children's books.
Kind of. Like, me and my agent are trying to sell more children's book now, but this calendar, this is the 2025 version. The 26 version came out in what would be August 25. And now next month in August 26, the 2027 version of this will come out.
Awesome.
Now, anything you see here, all of my books are available on Amazon. Some of them are at some Barnes & Noble, some of them are at some Target, some of them are some independent bookstores, but it's a little risky if you just walk in. The best thing to do is to either look online and you can kind of search the individual store, like this Barnes & Noble in Eugene, Oregon, does it have this thing? But the best thing is just to order it on Amazon. That's it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everything comes from
Love
Amazon.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It just sounds, from everything that you've said, it sounds like it's got to be so hard to receive the feedback, all the no's that you get. Yeah. What's the advice that you give to people to keep going? Because it's got to be so easy to just throw in the towel and say, I can't do this. You have to have a thick skin, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, my biggest advice to people is, first of all, I hate to say this, but the quitters are going to quit. The people who aren't going to quit, they're not going to quit. The quitters are going to quit. So if you're in that group who's not going to quit, my best advice to you is to feel your feelings, which is that it is going to hit you and it is going to make you depressed. It's going to give you imposter syndrome. It's going to make you question choices, and don't run from this. Let it pass. Let it run its course and feel your feelings. And you're not alone. We all feel these sad feelings when we get the no's. But at some point, you got to just drag yourself back to the computer, because hope and productivity kill the bad feelings. So try to be productive when you can, because it'll give you hope. That's it.
Now, do you have anything to add? The biggest advice possible? And that's such a dumb question.
No, it's not. I like it. If somebody's tuning in right now and they're only picking out one piece of advice, they're interested in getting started, what's one piece of advice, the single best piece of advice that you have?
Conquer your own addictions. That's it. Meaning, you have to make more time for your writing. The time that you put in on a weekly basis, how many years you're planning on doing it in the future. It's all about time and effort, and what takes time away from us. Your addictions, which is doom scrolling or TV. That's it. So it's doom scrolling or TV.
Guilty.
It's recognizing that you're spending too much time on YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, whatever it is, recognizing that it is an addiction. And once you cure yourself of that addiction, it will open up oodles of hours of time. And if you can direct that towards writing, you can be very productive and give yourself a fair shot at getting published. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so in addition to being a writer, you are a musician.
Yes.
you are a movie lover.
Yes.
So do you think creativity is something you're born with, or is it a learned skill? Because you seem to have this in spades.
I have no idea. Do you?
Was it all natural for you?
Yeah.
Like,
it just
he's just that good.
No, what I'm saying is like, I mean, when I was 7, I was writing my own comic books and they were trash, right? But it was there. It was there and it was imprinted somewhere. And that was it. I also grew up watching a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I was very small as a kid, so I wanted to play sports and I couldn't. And so I just wrote a lot. I watched a lot of movies and that did something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Makes
And
sense.
what about the music? When did that come into play? Because it's guitar and piano, right?
Yes, mostly. Also, when I was 12, my mother forced me to get into something because I was just watching movies all day long. So I got into playing the trombone. I was forced to. And then it was boring. And so I taught myself to play the piano and guitar when I was a teenager. And, decades later, I play every day. It's great.
Because all the chicks love guitar players,
And
right?
to be honest, they love piano more.
Do they really?
Yeah. Piano, that's it.
All right. Well,
I prefer piano.
See,
do you?
classy girl.
Okay. All right. So if your life was a soundtrack, what would be the first 3 songs? I told you I have fun questions.
That's a good question. Don't know.
Well, what's your walk-on music for the first song? What's your walk-on song?
The Peter Gunn theme.
I love it.
I would say that. Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
Walk in a room, perhaps.
So what song do you turn on when you're pissed off or you're just aggression?
Oh, jeez Louise. If I'm angry, I don't know. God, these are really good questions. Okay, what song did I turn on recently? Well, the song I'm listening to recently when I've been angry is the song by the Barbarians of California called By the Time I Get to Mexico. That does not help you. All right.
Okay.
But that's it. You're looking for an answer. Sorry, the questions were a little too good.
My personal is King Nothing, Metallica.
Mm.
It's a good, it's a good
song.
angry song. Do you have one? Do you have an angry song?
Not really.
Okay.
Do you know what key that's in?
No. Do you?
It's an E minor.
No.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Well, that's my shit.
Yeah. Well, you do this thing where you're like, you know the answer, and I know because you have this smirk on your face, like I'm about to stump her. And then he asks like this completely random question, and I have to try and figure it out. Okay, so is there a movie out there that you think is almost perfect? Like, do you have a favorite?
Oh, my favorite is the first Terminator.
Okay. Do you feel like it is one of the most perfect movies?
It's pretty close. I only get to watch it every 5
We're not going
years.
to talk about the plot holes in this? Okay.
I get to watch it. Well, one thing I would say that, like, I don't know about anyone at home, but the most enjoyable movie watching experience I ever had was when I was 17. I grew up on this movie called the Transformers movie from 1986, and I watched it every day for like 3 years, and then we lost the videotape. And then 6, 7, 8 years later, I found it in a video store, and I watched it, and it was like I was watching the movie for the first time and the 50th time at the same time. And it just tickled some part of my brain. And so when I go back and I read my own stuff that I wrote 15 years ago, and I haven't read in 15 years, it's the same thing. Like sometimes you know exactly what's going to happen. Sometimes you don't even remember writing the line. And it is so exciting. So with the Terminator, I only get to watch it once every 5 years, and it makes it that much more like delicious.
Like it's exciting all over again.
It's a treat. It's like a religious experience. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
What movie do you love that everyone else seems to hate?
That's a good question. I don't know. Most of the movies I like are pretty well received. There's a comedy in my top 15 called Oscar, and it was made in 1991. It's a Sylvester Stallone comedy, and even Sylvester Stallone ripped on it himself, and it is brilliant. It's brilliant, and I love it. It's called Oscar, 1991. You could probably find it on some streaming services.
That is going on my watch list now because I have to see what
it
this
is so good. Yeah, so I'd say that one.
So what fictional character do you think you'd be best friends with?
Fictional character I think I'd be best friends with.
Certainly not a clown. Because we discussed how, I should have waited until you were not drinking. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, like, one of my favorite movies is L.A. Confidential. And L.A. Confidential has 3 male leads, and they're all very different. But one thing I like about it is I see myself in all 3 of them. So it's not an answer to your question, but I would like to hang out with those guys for a month just to kind of bounce off, the different.
So you're saying you want to be best friends with yourself? Because you said you see yourself in all 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're like, there's nobody better than me. Duh.
Well, my best friend is my sister, and she's very similar to me. So maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
So if you had unlimited money and could make a movie tomorrow, what would it be?
I'd make the movies of the screenplays I've written that have never gotten produced. That's what I do.
Which one would you start with?
I can't.
The Garden Notes?
No. I mean the actual movie scripts I've written over the years that got me my agent in Hollywood, but then they just shelved and they're collecting dust. I would get those produced because I'd love to see. If I ever become a millionaire, I'm going to film an AI movie out of them.
Okay, so what genre are they?
One is like an action comedy and one's just a straight comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas!
You saved us time on this Topeka deal. Do you think you could use a little bit of that magic on this one?
I'm looking for Miss Lila King. Is she available? Lila's no longer here.
Maybe you'd like to speak to her son, Charlie? He's back in town taking care of things.
I heard my name. My mother would never default on this property. She loved this place. It was everything to her.
You have until tomorrow morning.
I can't believe she's staying at the house with him.
They're actually perfect for each other. They just can't see it.
You're falling for her.
No, I'm not.
You are.
If I could just see your files, then I might be able to find a discrepancy that can stop the foreclosure, but I need your files to compare them to mine.
It's because of me that you stand to gain something very, very significant.
You miscalculated Theodora's ability to close this deal.
Who would have thought you were going to foreclose on a property and instead you fell in love? Oh no, do not say magic.
The tree? Why?
Because it's Christmas.
Check out Christmas Collision on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Tubi, and Fandango. Movie of the Week is brought to you by MovieTrailerAds and Horror Pop After Midnight.
Okay, so at the end of every episode, we typically do games because we've had enough to drink that normal conversation's just gone at this point. We've had too much to drink. So the first game we have is rapid fire. Okay.
Excellent.
So we have questions that we're going to ask. I'll have a set. Amy will have a set. We'll run down those. And then you got to answer like super quick or we're going to make you drink.
Okay, fair enough. I'll either answer quick or drink. I like this.
Okay, so do you want to do an example question first? And then you and I will do that one?
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
What fictional character would have the biggest red flag on their dating profile?
Tony Stark, because he's the biggest player. He would totally be on that site, the Are We Dating the Same Person? He'd be all over that.
I'm going with Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yes, just because he's just so all over the place.
He is. He's got a lot of energy. There'd be a lot to keep up with. Okay, so Amy, do you want to take a sip first before we get started?
Because I'm probably going to have to sip here in a second.
Okay, so Amy's got to do her next one. Okay. I'll answer first.
Okay.
Then you.
Okay.
Then
first.
Amy.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you could get front row seats to any concert in history, what would it be?
For me, I would want to see Prince. Because I hear that he did fantastic live performances. That's who I would want to see.
Michael Jackson in the late 80s. When he still sung.
God.
Because at the end of the late 80s and like 87, 88, he still sung in his own shows. Like he wasn't lip syncing or anything. And that would have been when you had Bad, when you had Thriller, when you had Off the Wall.
Smooth Criminal.
That's it. There is no second answer.
Yeah, he's right. Queen would have been a good one.
When?
Oh, Lord.
Like in the 70s or Live Aid? Or?
Yeah, Live Aid. Him playing on the piano.
That would have been cool.
I changed my answer to his. His is way better. It really is. Okay. All right.
So you have one day to convince someone Cincinnati is amazing. What are the first 3 stops?
If I had to do 3 stops, I would take them to the 3 sports stadiums for games. I take them to a Cincinnati FC game, take them to Cincinnati Bengals game, take them to the Reds game.
I like that. Yeah, for me,
Ballpark hot dogs.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
No, you can't. So for me, it'll be Skyline, the Roebling Bridge, and down there at the banks.
Okay.
So for me, I would go Bard's Burgers and Chili because they have the best burgers in the entire city. They're phenomenal. Down by the Serpentine Wall, there's like this little park area that's got these beautiful trees in the springtime. They're blossoming and it's great. And I am a frequent visitor at the Aronoff Center. And I really do enjoy it. I would take somebody to a Broadway show.
Excellent.
Or like, I guess off Broadway. All right. My turn.
Next.
Okay, so you've got one last meal. One last meal. Where are you going? What are you ordering?
Am I on death row?
That's not part of the question. The question
why would I have one last meal?
Well, okay, then you're on death row.
I would order... Oh, God. Because I would probably order...
Nope.
Okay.
We want to know what you... We want to know
would,
after, but you sit first.
Okay, so I would probably order... My favorite meal ever would probably used to be chicken fingers and fries. That's all.
You are a literal child. You are a literal child.
Listen, if you're out there and you want to be a writer, the best thing you can do is to be a child of heart. That's all. It's the best thing. Writers don't grow up. That gives us a superpower.
Well, that makes sense. For me, it'll probably be Skyline, a 4-way.
Skyline 4-way. Okay, so I'm a foodie, so I love food. There's a barbecue place I just tried in OTR, Bees.
Mm-hmm.
They are phenomenal. They have the best mac and cheese. Their like fries are awesome. The beans are phenomenal. Like the brisket, you know, sometimes like it gets dry after a minute.
Yeah.
Not this brisket. Stays juicy the whole time. It's fantastic. And then maybe some cheesecake or ice cream. Like you have to, it's your last fucking meal. You gotta have dessert. I'm gonna get bleached for that.
Dessert.
I'm gonna get bleached for that.
You should get bleed for that.
Okay. It is my favorite word. All right. Would you get a dessert?
Oh my God, I wouldn't even eat a meal. It would just be all desserts.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I go to Cheesecake Factory and I'd order I'd order 20 different cheesecakes and I'd eat like 1/3 of each. That's what I do until my stomach hurt, but I'm going to die anyways, right?
Yeah.
I'm like on my way to the electric chair in this joke.
Sure.
That's fine. Okay. That's fine.
So then you should eat the meal
I
too.
Cry and then like the cheesecake flies everywhere or something.
I had that same division.
Yeah, it's like boom. And you know, the execution
What a
is like coming
delightful
down off their
image.
face. And he like tries it, you know, in the really dark moment. Like it's warm, so warm.
Oh, Reese's.
Yeah,
From the cheese.
Oreo, here we go.
Now, do you eat the cheesecake from the front or the back? Like, do you want more of the crust? Do you start at the back part of the cheesecake?
Okay, if I'm dying and I'm only eating 1/3 of each cheesecake, I go from the back. But if it's a normal piece of cheesecake, you go from the front to reward yourself with the back. Everyone knows this.
What if you don't make it to the back?
What do
you have to start with the best
your
part.
Pizza crust first like a crazy person? Talk about dating red flags. Put that on your bumble.
I am a big red flag. I almost said the F word again. Okay, so if you could only eat one candy for the rest of your life, what would it be?
The Hershey's chocolate.
Just plain basic
Hershey's chocolate. I'm addicted to refined sugar. And so like just that's it. Yeah. Hershey's
like
chocolate.
the little nuggets
Right.
or the bar?
It's the same chocolate.
It's different.
No, it isn't.
Mine's Reese Cups. However, that Reese eggs, it's different.
It is. There's
chocolate.
The ratio is different.
But in a nugget, it's just more chocolate. In an actual Hershey's bar, it's the same chocolate.
I'm telling you, it hits different. We're gonna do a blind taste test with you another day.
God.
What did you get yourself
I
into?
had no idea what I was getting myself into. Like I just say, all the women watching this, like nodding, like the consistency is different. Yes.
100%. And comment below if you agree.
Yes.
So I would do watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
yes.
I love them and I can't stop eating them. It's terrible.
My recent favorite has been the watermelon French 2 minis.
I love watermelon. You know I hate bananas, so we can't do that. And certainly not the ginger candy from the Jungle Gyms episode. That was fire, literally. All right, what is the weirdest compliment you've ever received?
I I can't remember like a weird compliment, but a compliment I get decently often that I'm unprepared for is people like my eyebrows.
Oh.
They like my.
Can you do like a thing to show off your eyebrows?
No, I mean like I can raise my eyebrow, but like, but no, they compliment my eyebrows. It's a little weird. So yeah.
They are
what about you?
Shaped.
Do you do anything with the eyebrows, or they just naturally?
I pluck long hairs, but no, I don't shape them. If that's what you're asking.
I am. That's what I was asking.
It's a girl thing.
All these women are jealous that you don't have to do all that.
Yeah, I don't have to shape my eyebrows. No. Yeah. What's the best weirdest compliment you ever got?
You're smarter than you look. That was a weird compliment.
I don't know.
I was like,
weird so much as kind of mean.
Backhanded.
Kind of mean.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I should be happy about this. All right, what's yours?
What about you?
So recently, it was this gentleman looked at me as I was selling helicopter tickets, said, "You're really gorgeous," in front of his lady. I was like, I don't know what I said. I just looked at her.
I know it's awkward for everyone.
Yeah.
Now it's awkward for everyone.
I was like, I'm sorry. That was like kind of like really weird for me. Just somebody to be outspoken like that, to tell someone in front of their partner.
So it wasn't a weird compliment. It was weird timing. And
Yes,
weird, circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward.
One of the best ones I received, or like one that I was unprepared for in the moment, is when I did Cavalcade of Customs, and I went there for content, and I don't know why they let me in. They pulled back the red rope and let me into this beautiful Shelby. And some guy walked by and goes, "Do you come with the car?" I was like, "No, I'm not with the raffle," but God, it was a great car. Okay, best compliment you've ever received. This is not on the list, but now I want to know.
Best compliment. Like, I didn't grow up with braces, so my smile isn't straight, but I get a few compliments a year on my smile. I think just because guys don't smile, and I smile all the time, and there's a reaction like, "Oh, you have a nice smile." And I think what they're saying is, "I appreciate the fact that you smile a lot." I think that's what they're saying. And I was
You're saying everybody else is RBF? Like,
well, like I think guys are kind of taught not to smile, and so I smile all the time. I'm usually a happy person, so I get a lot of compliments on my smile, and it's nice. But I think it's more like, we appreciate you smiling. Then your smile is great.
Okay. Do you smile? Now I gotta see it.
Mm.
All right, what's your best one?
It's usually my eyes.
Your eyes? You do have very pretty eyes. I have to say I agree with that. All right, so you ready for trivia?
You cannot ask me enough movie trivia. I'm going to ask you questions in return. Go ahead.
No, I didn't prepare for that. I want the answers.
Come on, go.
All right, so you are famously known for knowing all movie trivia.
Not all movie trivia, but a lot.
Okay, I have some easy ones here.
Sure, go ahead.
And some tough ones.
Go
Amy,
ahead.
do you want to go first with your first two?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Which actor portrays Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins?
Christian Bale.
I'll do the Christian Bale voice in Batman.
Yeah. Sorry, you make me laugh. I don't usually do Christian Bale Batman. What I do for my daughter is I do Lego Batman. I do Will Arnett and Lego Batman. I don't want to do that. No. That's how I act.
I like it.
What year did Batman Begins come out?
We don't know.
2005. Who directed it?
I don't know.
Christopher Nolan. What's his film coming out next weekend?
I don't know.
Superman one?
The Odyssey.
No. See,
no, this was not part of the prep.
Yeah, no, it's all right. All right, what's next? Come on.
All right, come on.
All right. In Back to the Future, what speed does the DeLorean have to reach to travel through time?
88 miles per hour. All right, in the original Back to the Future script, it wasn't a DeLorean that took them through time. What was it?
It wasn't?
No, it was a refrigerator. But they changed it because they were concerned kids were going to get locked into their refrigerators. By the way, the director of Back to the Future is the guy who bought the film rights to my Garden Notebook.
Oh,
Trivia.
that is awesome.
Trivia. We didn't plan this whole thing. It just happened.
Okay. So what movie is this quote from? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Forrest Gump. Who directed Forrest Gump?
I know. I now feel like
Who directed Forrest Gump? Robert Zemeckis, the same guy did this. Same Back to the Future guy. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the first feature-length animated movie ever made?
Isn't it Snow White?
Yes.
Oh my God. What year?
Wasn't that 1937?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we're going to get you with any of these.
What was the first animated film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards? The year was 1991. No?
Really? No.
Took that long. It was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And it lost to what? Silence of the Lambs. Who wrote the
Silence
novel?
of the Lambs is a really good film, though.
It is good. What are the 4 books in the Silence of the Lambs series?
I don't know, but you're going to tell us.
Oh, you got any?
Is it one of the Red Dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep going.
Good job.
And then there's Silence of the Lambs.
One of us is smart.
Oh, I can't remember the other 2.
They were made into movies.
Yeah.
Hannibal and
Yeah,
Hannibal
Lecter,
Rising.
or Rising, yeah.
Hannibal. Yeah, good.
Okay.
That was good.
Did you ever watch the Hannibal TV show?
No, because I like movies, not TV, but that got good reviews.
It was good.
Yeah.
And very weird. I think you would like it. Okay, so what's the highest grossing film of all time?
It switches back and forth, but I think that recently it's still the first Avatar.
Yes, do you know how much approximately?
Around 2.8, 2.9 billion worldwide, something like that.
Oh my God. How does he know this? 2.92 billion.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay.
So you're not going to be forced to drink at all during this game. Which movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1998?
Well, it depends on what you mean by 98, because when people say in 1998, does that mean the ceremony was in 1998 and they're doing 1997 movies, or does it mean the picture came out in 1998? Because if it means it happened in 98, but it was 97, the answer is Titanic. If it's saying that the film took place in 98, but the ceremony was in 99, it's Shakespeare in Love.
Okay, well, the answer I have is Titanic.
Okay, see, yeah, you got to be careful.
And
He's trying to mess.
Google was not that specific.
No, don't listen to this. Don't listen to this.
Okay, so which actor won the most Academy Awards for acting?
That's a good question.
Do we have him on this?
I don't know about that. So, I mean, do you have the number of how many they did?
Yeah, but that's the bonus part.
How many is the number?
I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, it can't be 3, right? It's got to be 4, isn't it?
Yes.
It's 4. So it's not Sean Penn who's won 3. It's not Jack Nicholson who's won 3. I don't know. It could be.
I think there might be one question.
Yeah, well, the farther back the movies go and the trivia go, the weaker I get. Like you say, what won Best Picture in 1974? I'd say The Godfather Part 2. You say 1944, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe Double Indemnity? I'm not sure. Maybe, okay, my guess is, I think this is wrong, my guess is Peter Fonda.
Katharine Hepburn.
You said actor.
Yes, they're called actors.
Oh. Oh.
We got you. Take a big old sip.
No.
Take that sip.
No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in the business knows that.
In the business, you listening to this?
Yes. Like I know stuff.
I knew that Hepburn won 4, but no, keep going. All right. That was a cheat.
This is my last one, and I don't believe there's any tricky language in here. So what is the nickname of the shark in Jaws according to the film?
Why was it
To the cast and crew. Can you at least let me finish the damn question?
Why was it nicknamed Bruce?
I don't know.
Because Spielberg's lawyer was named Bruce. He named it after his lawyer. Yes.
I kind of wonder, like, is that the Finding Nemo connection? Because wasn't, like, the Great White in that Bruce, right? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
All right, see, we're making
Is that's the hardest one?
Those were that was it. You got all of them
real stuff.
except for one.
Well, you confused me. That's all right.
Awesome. Well, look, we were so glad to have you on. You are so much fun. We will kidnap you anytime. Yes. Yeah. So,
if anyone wants to get to know anything more about my programs, like the Cincinnati Writing Workshop, Writers Conference around the country, it's writingdayworkshops.com. And then chucksambuchino.com is my author website about my books and stuff like that. And I'm easy to reach through social media and email. My email's on my website, so if you ever need me, just write me. That's all.
Write the writer. All right.
Makes sense.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.